it was a somber week for you, my friend, because the great one, Mr. Big Ben himself, announces his retirement. So many great years, never a losing season, 2 Super Bowls. Sid, man, you have the floor, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, T.O. said it best. That's my quarterback. He's been my quarterback. He's been my quarterback since I was 14. That's when we drafted him. I don't know. I don't really know much else. I mean, yeah, I watched football before then. I remember Tommy Maddox and I remember Cordell Stewart a little bit, but like Ben's my guy. So it's definitely been it's been fun to watch it, knowing it's his last season, which is nice. Like if you don't know and you can't like take it in as much as you can. I mean, as soon as like the reports came out, I wore my Ben jersey every single Sunday. Like it wasn't even nobody else was an option. And like just being able to take in all the players on social media, posted highlights with them, videos about them. I've just been all over all of it. It's been so awesome. I'm definitely gonna miss him, and it's gonna be hopefully not a long road to finding another one. I know that I've watched many of other franchises struggle to find their next franchise after they lose a big one. So yeah, I'm nervous for that, but I definitely enjoyed the ride. I mean, he's to me, he's one of the best of all time. I mean, there's no argument. Like, I don't know who is better. Like, I mean, obviously
first ballot Hall of Fame.
I think he has to be. I mean, he went to 3 Super Bowls, won 2. He was Rookie of the Year. I mean, never had a losing season in 18 years. Like that alone is insane. Especially with all the turnover. Obviously, he played with so many different people, so many different receivers, different coaches, different offensive coordinators, and every single time he was a winner. Like, I mean, he's got the stats. He's 5th all time in passing yards. He's 5th all time in touchdowns. There's only 2 other people to have 60,000 career passing yards and 2 Super Bowl rings, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I mean, he's just an elite company all around. I don't see how he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I know they don't like to do like more than one position in the same ballot a lot of times. Like if it's one quarterback goes in, they don't like to do 2. So the only way I can see him getting snubbed, I still don't think it'll happen. I think they'll make an exception, is if Tom Brady ends up retiring and they go in at the same ballot. Obviously, Brady's a first ballot, so that's not even a question. But I still think he gets in first ballot. There shouldn't be any doubt.
He needs to. And you know what's crazy? I've seen a lot of people talk about that draft class, that 2005 draft class, him, Rivers, Eli. And look, I know we can give Eli his 2 titles and the fact that, I think we hyped him up because of who they were against. Right. Even though nobody likes to talk about the fact that he had an amazing defense and great running game.
Absolutely.
But Ben, I mean, obviously in your eyes, he is higher than them. But I mean, Miami of Ohio.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, come on. The MAC conference, man. Like you were 14. What did you like when he first came? What did you feel? Like, did you think it was going to be this, or what did you know?
To be honest, I wasn't like, I wasn't, I think, football smart enough. I was too much into my own football to like recognize NFL football. The Steelers weren't like the greatest. Like at the time when we drafted them, I think we got him 11th overall. So like obviously we weren't like a winning team at the time. And Tommy Maddox, we had pulled up from the XFL, so it's not like he was even a guy we drafted. I remember Cordell Stewart was like the quarterback I remember the longest, and we were like mediocre at all times. We were never like the worst team in the NFL, but we were never winning anything. So Ben coming in, and then I mean his rookie season was phenomenal. Like I think started 15-0, and then ended up losing to Brady in the AFC Championship. But I mean, as a rookie, and then it's like, okay, this is the guy. Like obviously he's the guy, and it never looked back after that. So because he didn't start right away, he was Tommy Maddox was the starter, and then he got hurt in the second game. Ben took over, never looked back, and he just was a stud.
Yeah. Like you said, Cordell, Tommy Maddox, they had those guys in and out. I mean, Maddox had a couple good numbers, but when you brought Ben in, and like you said, 15-0 and going all the way to the championship, and he's young, playing amongst the older guys. The first title when the bus. You tell the story how the bus was going to retire, but Ben said, "One more year, give me one more year,
give me one chance." Yep. I rode it all the way to Detroit. That was awesome.
Hey, there it is. I absolutely love it. But you know what I want to talk about? And there's a little picture that you have that's right next to you, the second title. And unfortunately, I was a Cardinals fan. I was into the Larry Fitzgerald, the Kurt Warner story, but I cannot take away from that game the play right before the half on deep when he returned. Oh my God.
I mean, a 100-yard pick six, like man, that was from a linebacker, like a 275-pound linebacker.
And look, this is not just a straight shot. This is weaving in and out, guys hanging on him and everything, and he drives all the way down. But still, credit to the Cardinals. Kurt Warner, that story, Larry Fitzgerald, they mounted a furious comeback. But one of the things that I love, and I'm a huge NFL films guy, is going on to that. You hear going on to that last drive for the Steelers, you hear Santonio say, "Hey, it's time to be great." Let's make it happen. And I mean, what were you thinking that drive? Like,
I mean, this is, I think, Ben's like fifth year or so. So, I mean, I've seen him make the game-winning drive. I'm just, as soon as Larry Fitzgerald splits the seam, splits Troy and Ike Taylor and goes right down 75 yards, I was just like, my heart was gutted. And it was funny. So, I live in Arizona. So, all my family outside of just me and my dad are Arizona fans, like Cardinals fans. So, I was watching the Super Bowl with a bunch of Cardinals fans, and it's just me and my dad are the only Steelers fans. And so they're going nuts when Fitz takes that to the house. And my dad just looks at me and he's like, they gave us too much time. There's a minute 36. We got too much time. And I was like, let's do it. I'm about this. And then, I mean, Ben just, honestly, I would love for somebody to show me a better pass in the back of the end zone to Santonio Holmes. Over three guys, perfect placement, just only he can catch it. And, it was beautiful. Beautiful moment.
The toe tap in the end zone. And just in case anybody, wanted to question it, he sat there for what I thought was an eternity because, I was a Cardinals fan at the time. So that toe tap and then just dragging it in and just seeing Ben do that, I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. I can appreciate it now. But so you have that. You have the two titles. Obviously, at that particular point, he cements his greatness. What's going on, Alex? What's up, guys? Hard to think of a better pass than that touchdown. Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely one of the best touchdowns. Definitely one of the best endings in Super Bowl history, without a shadow of a doubt. So you have that. You have your two titles. But you also have another game that you played against the guy that we all talk about, Mr. Discount, double check, Mr. Rogers rate. And you guys did not come out successful in that one. How did you feel in that game? Because he still played a valiant effort. Like, he still balled out. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that game was obviously not as fun because we didn't win. But I mean, I never having Ben as your quarterback, I never thought we were out of any game. I mean, even this year, like it's his 18th year, and he led the league in game-winning drives. So it's give him a chance at the end, and I like our chances. Like that's so. It's like how I know people might get mad that I compare him, but Tom Brady's never out of a game. Tom Brady, no matter how much he's down, people just think he's going to come back. And that's how I felt with Ben. I was like, you give him a chance at the end. I like my chances. I'll take it all day long. And so I never was out of that game. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers played out of their mind that year, and they deserved it. They were good. The Steelers, unfortunately, never made it back after that, but it was. I mean, anytime your team goes to the Super Bowl, it's enjoyable, win or lose. Maybe not so much right away, but at least if it's a loss, but it's still fun the whole time.
Speaking of as somebody that has not shared that joy in 30 years, kudos to you. I don't wish this on anybody, so I hope the best. Let him have his rose. Let him sit, have his day in the sun. But oh man, that's so. What's next? Like what?
There's a lot. I've seen they're starting to put odds out for where quarterbacks are going to be next year. The Steelers are the number 2 for the Aaron Rodgers. We're like number 8 for Deshaun Watson. We're like top 5 for Russell Wilson. So, I mean, those are all options. The draft is an option. Shoot, we might just go Mason Rudolph. To be honest, as a Steelers fan, I wouldn't mind trotting out Mason Rudolph. Trotting off Mason Rudolph to start, let him and Dwayne Haskins go, and just improving the roster as a whole, not giving up a bunch of draft picks to go get a veteran and stuff, because we do need a lot of help on offensive line and maybe another receiver if we can't keep Juju because he's up as a free agent. Definitely needs a couple more pieces on defense with some people that are going to be leaving. But so I wouldn't mind if we have Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins. I know a lot of other Steelers fans don't want them at all. And I mean, I agree. I don't think they're the best option, but I think they're the best for the organization to not give up too much just to get a quarterback. 'Cause quarterback isn't our only need, I don't think.
Right. Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head, man. And look, coming from a fan that's been through this stuff, I mean, you see what's going on in Washington. Best of luck, because I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. And like you said, Ben always made you feel like you were in the game, and he had that ability to, regardless, even in the last couple of years when it almost looked like he was pushing the ball out there, he was still alive. You still feared him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He's great.
Yeah, he had his moments. I mean, there was even one, I think the game we lost, to the Chargers. We came all the way, we were losing by like 21 at halftime. Came all the way back, and he hit Freiermuth, I mean, on a rope right in his hands, and the safety came and knocked it out. It was just a perfect play by the defense, but the pass from Ben was perfect. Like, I mean, that's in his 18th year after people are saying he's washed. I mean, he's a stud. There's nothing really else to say about it.
First ballot Hall of Famer, and in our opinion, obviously if Tom's out there, well, things will fall. But you got to give Ben his roses right now because he is amazing. However, we are coming into the offseason. Big Ben is at home with the rest of us watching the last 4 games. And there have been so many things that have been happening as of late, Sid.